Oh, I am good. I am good, everyone. This is Miss Polly. Hi, Big Daddy. So we are on tag. We're doing Ask Miss Polly like we do some mornings, or this morning we're gonna do Ask Miss Polly. So hi. So I am on tag right now. Um, it's just what it is. So I'm on tag right now. I'm also live too. So it's Ask Miss Polly. You guys want to ask any questions? We will answer those as I get ready for work because I'm not going to be able to be on very long. So we're going to do Ask Miss Polly, like I said. If you guys don't know me or you're new to this channel, thank you guys for coming and visiting with me. You guys can absolutely subscribe if you like our content here. We talk about relationships, all kind of relationships, not just relationships with people, relationships with food, relationships with life, relationships with mothers, and all kinds of things. Because I think some people underestimate relationships, and we don't really think about how it affects us in our daily lives. A relationship with food, relationship with all kinds of things, right? And the better relationships we have, I think the better life we have. So we will just start with that. So yes, guys, check out some of the other series we have. We have a series called Poly by Nations. Poly by Nations kind of talks about poly in different countries and things like that, and how people have relationships in other countries. So we have some good content there, especially if someone is interested in traveling. Um, I also do a healthy sessions with, hopefully we can get our health sessions here with a few other people. We talk about being healthy and what that looked like and so forth. So right now, like I said, it is as Miss Polly. You can ask me whatever you like in our chat. I know people are coming through. I just turned it on. So in the meantime, we're gonna have a little chat here. So if you guys want to chime in, you can. If not, it's okay. So recently, I'm putting on this makeup here. So recently, I have been requested to do a little bit of, a little bit of, I guess, explanation of things and people talking about, some more poly stuff. I've been kind of gearing to other directions. But a lot of people ask me, well, what is it like being poly? And how can you, if you decide to be poly, what does that look like, right? Okay, because there are a lot of people want to know, well, is this the new relationship now? Because most people like they don't want to get into these relationships with people, and it just fail. Like you only in relationships now, a month is kind of long for a lot of people, and some people are like, listen, I don't want to do this dating thing anymore. Okay. Now I did recently watch something, Taylor Made. If you don't know who that is, check out his channel. Taylor Made, we kind of was speaking about, the dating atmosphere right now. Is it a good place to date right now, United States? How is that dating space, right? And there's a lot more men who are single. Statistics are saying that are single and not dating, and the women are dating each other, or not deciding not to be in relationships with men, right away. So does that mean that now the dating scene is going to be really, predominantly just for, I guess, sexual means? I mean, and that's unfortunate because you always think, oh, well, we're dating for a purpose. Intentional dating, right? Intentional dating. Everyone wants to do intentional dating. But at the end of the day, dating is starting to turn into a more of a just, I just want to find someone to, have a hookup with and move on, because a lot of people aren't taking dating seriously. They don't see it as a long term thing. Even if you want to, a lot of people are not taking dating as a serious thing. They're taking it as, I just want to hook up for a couple weeks. I just want friends with benefits. This all over. A lot of dating apps, you'll see people say, oh, friends with benefits. You don't see them say those things. You don't really see them saying, like, oh, I want a long term relationship. Like, no one's saying that. No one's saying I'm looking for a wife. No one's saying I'm looking for a husband. That's not what you're seeing. So, what is making this atmosphere? And does this mean that, maybe poly is the next option for some people who don't know if, other things are working? And I will tell you this, okay, because I love telling people this is very, very important. Poly's not for everybody. Poly is not for everyone. I think people he need to hear that. Poly is not for everyone. I think some people think poly is for everyone. It is not. Not everyone can poly. And if you do decide to go into poly, you need to learn something about it before you do it. It is a totally different monster than monogamy. And if you just jump into poly and not knowing what it is, you will struggle, especially if you have no guidance and no one to talk to about it. It will be a hard, horrible experience, and you don't want that, especially if you're not already poly minded. Some people are already kind of they feel real free. I think there's like a level of transition with poly if you are deciding to transition, and a lot of times that transition is first you get into poly, you kind of find out a little bit in and out, and you test it out. So those people are like on the verge of kind of like just getting the information. They don't know what they want. They're not thinking about long term, nothing like that. And they don't have to understand the concepts of sharing. Again, sharing's a little bit different, that letting things bother them in a relationship that maybe they never thought would bother them. Comparing themselves to others, being compared to others. Those are all those things you have to really think about. No one really thinks about that stuff. So it's like a whole thing of relearning, kind of like a new way of thinking about relationships. And if you're not there, you don't have anyone to help you through that process. It's just really hard because you your whole life have been shown monogamy, especially in the United States. You have not been shown any other kind of you know outline of relationships. So you run into poly thinking, oh, I got this. It's just two girlfriends, two boyfriends. Okay, you about to have some trouble. Okay, no one is out here doing that. Okay, and the ones who do that, they fail. I'm trying to, they do not do well because it's more than that. It's way more than that. So when they talked about dating, so talking about okay, what is this new outlook on dating? Does it change for us? I will say this. Since it's still Ask Miss Paul, you guys can ask me questions. Sorry, I just want to make sure I say that again. Um, if you are a person who really, really, really has the capacity to love more than one person, and and what I mean by that is not that, oh, I have the capacity to have sex with more than one person, because that's different. A lot of people can have capacity to have more than one sexual partner, as you can clearly see. But if you have the capacity to actually engage in a relationship with more than one person, full on relationship, okay, full contact, all that, you could consider that. A lot of people do that now. If you're a person, not necessarily like a person who's always engaging with people all the time, but a person who can actually uphold a relationship where you're talking about intimacy, you're giving particular time, even it don't have to be the same amount of time. It can just be like you're allocating your time, you're organizing yourself. Those are things that if you can do that with more than one person, you may want to consider it if that's something you'd like to do. Some people can do that and they don't want to be poly. So once again, it's a decision you have to make. Oh, someone said hello to me. Knowledge in relationships. Hello. Hi, how are you doing this morning? I'm just gonna get ready for work and on my way. I just wanted to have a little Ask Miss Polly. So anyone can ask any questions. I'm on the tag platform once again. So it's like a little different structure than YouTube's used to. So anyway, I'm on like I'm dual streaming basically. And if you guys have any questions, you can ask any questions you like, and then we will answer them. Until then, we just kind of just chit chat a little bit. Okay, we chit chat a little bit. So I was just talking about the atmosphere of dating. I've been seeing a lot of people kind of talk about dating and how is it transitioning to possibly poly. I do believe there are more people considering alternative lifestyles as an option. Um, but once again, please, alternative lifestyles has structure. People think it's just like this free for all. It's not. Lifestyles is not a free for all. I promise you. I promise you, people are not just free for all. Now, there are some people in there who are single for free for all, but most likely you're going to encounter couples. You're going to encounter people who have possibly long-term partners, and these people have rules. I'm telling you. Okay, don't go into these situations thinking, "Oh, I'm just going to screw someone's wife and no one's going to care." No, no. They usually have like a policy. They usually have some structure. They usually tell you some things they can and can't do. They don't want to do. Don't want to say. So you do have to kind of do a little bit of investigation, even if you go into lifestyles and find out what people do in those situations. A lot of people aren't just in lifestyles just doing anything and everything. Okay, just want to put that out there. Okay, so hey Kyle, hey Christopher, how you guys doing? You said it's Ask Miss Polly. Hi everyone who came to YouTube, and I'm dual streaming and getting ready for work, so that's exciting too. Okay, so anyway, we're just chit chatting a little bit until anyone has a question or something like that. This morning, and I was impromptu, so no one may come up, which is possible because I didn't really say I was live. So just wanted to do this, and then someone can look at it later. Okay, so anyway, so is this the new dating structure? I think it's going to be a lot more popular especially with the fact that women are in the workforce more. That's changing. Some men who are really used to traditional women, um, and now that's transitioning. These different kind of dynamics will be a little bit more acceptable. People who are busy tend to like poly, and it's just heads up, just let you know. And the reason why is because they feel like, I'm not saying it's true in all kids situations, they feel like they don't have to allocate their time to someone to the full capacity. So if they work a lot of hours and sometimes they can't talk for a day or two, the person who's poly might have other partners and they may have a schedule and that may work for them. And then if that works for them, they don't have to worry about it. So they're like, okay, listen, they're not going to stress out because I haven't called in 3 days. As a matter of fact, they're probably entertaining someone else, and that's okay. Can I tell you? So you're going to see these people who are more busy, especially with a lot of our workforce now. Uh, you know, doing things at home. Some people want a little bit of space. They're like, hey, you're gonna go see your boyfriend, your girlfriend. These are things that probably are gonna start seeing a little bit more. And the fact that a lot of women and men are not deciding to get married and they are trying to stay more open, you're probably gonna see poly become a lot more fluid. But this is the issue with that. Once again, what attracted you to us? Oh, Hilbert. I just had to throw that back up there. Okay. So I have been um I'll say dating a little bit, as you guys know, and I threw myself out there again because I was possibly thinking about finding people that are more serious, in a serious place about poly. So that's really, really important. So because I am getting to a place where I want to probably cut off in a little while here. I don't know how long. I just know that I want to get to a place where my partners are consistent. We're all kind of focused on at least the same goal as building as a whole, and so that's really important to me. So since I did that, when I did is I threw my hat in the ring in the chat on Facebook, and I did meet some. I met some people. I'll be honest. I met some people, and um, I really the two that I'm talking to. I've talked to a couple now, and what I like about them, the first thing I liked is that they were both on the same page, and they were very, very open about who they were. That's really, really important to me at this stage, especially since I'm very, very public with who I am. And people who want to hide, I'm not saying I wouldn't talk to you, but it's like I'm doing a journey, part of the journey by myself. Because if no one knows, your mom, cousins don't know all that, it's like it's just like you can't live your truth. And even in my truth, sometimes it can be tiresome for someone else not to be in their truth. So was really attractive to me, that they were in their truth, and um, they seem very stable. And I don't mean even just stable with themselves, just stable people in general. They are very structured, but I like that. I like very structured people. Even though I bring a little chaos to the mix, I think I help them be a little bit more relaxed. But at the same time, they help me because then they help me be more structured, even though I'm out of line. You know what I'm saying? So, okay, let me turn it this way. Yes, so basically, I'm the chaos, and I look for people who are not chaotic. But yeah, that was very very attractive to me. The openness, the structured, they look very structured. I know you can't tell that right away, but sometimes you can tell that some people are a little bit more structured than others. It's very very important to me, um, because I'm not at all. I mean, just to be honest, if you couldn't tell, I go live without posting anything. So I definitely like that. Hey JB Xavier. So yeah, definitely like that. And I mean, just right off the bat, like the first days, yeah. And I like that they had a good conversation. Good morning, JB. And those were the main things that attracted me. And then as we've started to get to know each other, there's other things um, that I do enjoy visually. So yes, especially like that's number one rule. If you guys don't know, if you date couples, you have to date them separate and together. It's a lot more work. Okay, how do I sign up? JB, hello. Well, JB, first off, you got to know what kind of poly you want to be. Remember, y'all be just y'all kill me with that. As soon as y'all see poly, you're like, how do I sign up? Listen, you already in the game. You're out here talking to people. You sign up already. So now you got to do is figure out, you know, are you okay with your girlfriend having boyfriends? Or you just want a 1D policy? You got to go through all that and figure that out. And then you should go out there and find someone. I think people think, oh, I just turned poly. I'm just going to jump out there and find someone. Oh, sign up with me. Oh, well, yeah. So you can't even sign with me. You got to first figure out what you want to do. People want to sign up with me. They don't realize that I date multiple men half the time. And then they're like, oh, wait. Then you look ridiculous because now you just like decided to sign up with me to be poly. And you thought it was going to be two ladies. You see, like you then messed up your whole thing. Yeah, of course you'd get time. So JB said, so JB, I'm dual streaming. So he says, that's fine as long as I get my time. You see, a lot of people just want a little bit of time. They just want a little bit of time. I hear you, JB. I hear you. That's why you guys got to go through the process. But also, JB, I'm put this out there. A lot of y'all come here and be like, I want to talk to you. Guys are real quick to be like, I just want to talk to you. But you don't know anything about me yet. Or do you? I mean, even if you saw my persona on here, that's not me all the time, right? I think that's what some of you guys do, and ladies, y'all go on people's Instagram and stuff, and y'all see ladies on Instagram and stuff, and you're like, "Whoo, girl, I like her. I like her energy. I like the way she looks. She always dressed nice." And then when she's all camera, she busted from the bottoms below, and she don't do nothing all day. Her house dirty. You don't know. You don't know them, and y'all ready to sign up with a boo and don't know them. You got to vet your people. I don't care if you're monogamous or poly. The juicy lips. Oh, well, I appreciate that. I do appreciate that. Thank you. I really do. It's very very nice of you to say. Oh goodness. But yes. So like I said, I just wanted to go live for a little bit. It hasn't even been that long, guys. It's been about 20 minutes. I want to stay on for about 30 minutes. So, I didn't want to ask anything. Like I said, it was kind of impromptu. But I definitely want to do as Miss Polly. So people can jump up here and ask questions. No time. You know what? He will be telling the truth, JB. So Albert, I mentioned here that I have no time. I am probably maxed out at this point. Um, okay, so I have a max, like a big max that I have. That I'm just like I don't want to part of that. But like where I'd be okay with is that number is being pressed. Yeah, it's not. Yeah. No, I wasn't Albert. You may have been playing, but I was not. So I was not joking. Yeah, my numbers. Just even I count people who I just talked to a little bit because I'm still interacting with them. And so when you start getting your numbers high, this is how men kind of get in trouble, and you be hearing people say crazy things like, "Oh, talk to 10 girls at once," because you weren't paying no attention. You didn't let yourself get out of line and not start reducing the numbers. You gotta pay attention to that. That'll get slipped up. That's how I got slipped up. When just enjoying life. The next thing I know, I'm like, dang, wait a minute. I'm pressing the number. Yeah, so it's not bad actually. It's nice. It's nice. It's nice. Like I said, depending on how much attention you give to each partner, how much time you allocate to each person, you may be able to actually have higher numbers, but you guys have to be agreed on that kind of interaction. So that's why I said I would kind of guy usually attract most of the time. It's very, very busy men, truck drivers, people who work long hours with all kinds of things. People work weird hours. Those are the ones that are usually the first to be monogamous in transition or asked to talk to me. Those kind of men because they they're saying, hey, I only have this much time. Would you be upset if we only like spoke maybe an hour every day or two? And I could be like, yeah, I'm cool with that, because then I know that conversation and how to prioritize it. So see, that's how you can get your numbers pretty high with partners and not realize it, because you're saying, oh, okay, I'm gonna talk to him like an hour or two every 2 days, because he travels or he has a job where he works overnight, or he's really career focused right now and he doesn't have a lot of time for everyone. Mr. Hold On Tight, hey, how you doing? Nice to see you. And if that's the case, then of course, you will be able to have like lots of partners. It's very possible. Hi, good morning. Good morning. I'm only gonna be here probably for 8 more minutes. 8 more minutes, and then I'm gonna shut it down. You super missed me. Oh, yeah, that's true. I haven't been on tag for a minute. I'm gonna try to make it a morning thing to do Ask Miss Polly. I'm gonna try my best to do that for you. So I'm gonna try to dedicate time for that, which I think actually like nine to 10 is a good time. And then so guys, I'm considering that. Don't hold me to it. I'm considering that, and then going from there. So just to hold you tight. I might do that. Okay, he said I'll be needing alerts to see you. I know I be alert on tag, but I hope you went to Instagram and subscribe there and on YouTube so that you can get the alerts, because I do impromptu, as you know. I just be like, F it, let's go, and I just jump on. So just know that I do that, right? I know you know that I do that, right? So since I do that, please know that I will start trying to change that up and get on the schedule. I got an inbox. That's a lot. What if there's like a whole bunch of people who want me to inbox? Like I'll be inboxing the whole time. So that's why you gotta sign up for the we gotta sign up for it. I can't alert everyone. Oh, you're special though. Okay, he said he's special though. Lord. So okay, so Albert had a question before we wrap the show up. How do you handle conflict between partners? Oh Lord, yeah, I've had that happen before. So I will say this: I have had okay. So I've had a partner. Okay, well, one of my partners. Um, we started, vetting other people. I talked. Well, we weren't vetting anyone. I was dating someone, and I started dating this gentleman. He was actually a sheriff. I dated this sheriff, and um, that was bad. It was all bad. I'm just reflecting on the stress. So they kind of started. Okay, so I started having. They were monogamous, transitioning to poly. at the time, and they just start kind of getting to know each other a little bit through phone calls. I would say, "Oh, this is happening to him," and blah blah blah. It was kind of that transitional conversation where I be the middle person, obviously, and they got to kind of know each other, and they would talk on platform, and they were cool. They were cool with each other. Okay. One day somebody did something. I don't even know the initial thing, and I don't want to say it wrong because somebody will lose and say I'm telling lies, and I don't want to do that. So they got into an issue. Somebody felt like they were disrespected, and they lost it. They lost it, and they were so angry with each other. They were just so angry with each other. It just couldn't be. It wasn't repairable because of conflicts with each other. Um, that one I didn't do well. I did not do well with that one. That was probably the first one I had that was a big conflict. So that was a real big issue. Like they were like always on site. Like they were at that point. It was bad. It was bad. And they would like they would like one was mad or something happened. They'd be like, "Hey, tell your boyfriend this." And I'm like, and then they'd be like, "I'm sitting right here." Listen, it was bad. It was bad. There I didn't know how to fix that. Be honest, it never was fixed. It is still is unfixed. But with the partners I have now, um they start interacting with each other, and when they had conflict, they actually resolved it by themselves. I would be there as supportive means. Like I would say, like, hey, you're doing this, maybe, we got to think of it this way. But it was a conversation separately. It was never together. And then we started having conversations actually as a whole together. And then they would start, if there was an issue, to be like, hey, just talk to me. Talk to me. What's your problem? And at first I was like, oh, as a lady, I'm like, oh God, the aggression of men, please, it's too much. It's too much, right? But no, they just went off and they just discussed it out. And sometimes I'd be like, "Ooh, it's big energy in here." And so, like, they usually they resolve it with themselves because, especially if the issue's not with me. If the issue's with me, then we kind of may have. If it's an issue with me and all of us, like if I'm doing something as rude, my partners have gone out and be like, "Hey, let me ask you, do you think they do this?" I have, yeah, I've had those conversations. So now we're at that place where, oh, let me call the other partner, or let me show you. I'm gonna let you see that you're doing something, and the invitation to invite another partner in for perception is okay at this place. Um, but I've never had them be an issue with each other that they haven't had a conversation. They've had conversations without me. So I'm sure they've made up policies and stuff like that without me. And I'm sure of it because there's conversations that they have with me later that I'm looking like, wait a minute, like, oh, you have to prioritize this or those, or yeah. They kind of work together. So if the conflict is not with me, they will discuss it among themselves, which that was the most scariest part of having two male partners is when they started actually having conversations with each other and I wasn't around. I felt like I couldn't be the buffer. And then when I was removed, they worked it out because at the end of the day, no matter what we can say about it, we are a team. And if there's a conflict that they're having with how each other moves or something that's being done, it either has to be discussed among all of us or with them too, if that's the case. So, yeah. So I guess the conflict, wherever it stands, that's if it's between all three of us or for them too. But usually it's just a conversation that is had. Um, I mean, there's sometimes obviously if one of my partners shares a feeling they're having in the moment with me, it's just a private conversation. It's not everyone knows everything all the time because that's what makes our relationship special is that there is some confidence within our relationship that our other partner may not know. And that's okay, because you could have feelings and express yourself with me that you may not be able to express yourself or say something to the other partner, and they understand it the same way I can. I can take a lot of rawness, and some people can't. So it depends. But most for the most part, it's a conversation with they have with each other. Now I get pushed out. It wasn't like that before, or I used to be the buffer and smooth it out, which I actually don't think it worked that well, but it band-aided. But when they start conversing with each other, they help. And then if the issue was bigger than them two, then I would come and it'd be resolved with all of us. Yeah. Yes. I hope that's answered the question. That's how I do so far. So I like that way. Okay, let's see here. Oh man, we gotta run out of here, guys. Okay, so I am gonna wrap this up. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Just for asking Mzpoly, real quick, short, and um, we'll set up another time to have a conversation. I'm gonna go ahead and get myself ready, the rest ready for work, and then go on my way. So I will see you guys another time. Go ahead and wrap this up. If you guys are new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. Like I said, this is a new kind of series. I'm trying to kind of figure out how I want to run it. So check out some of the other content from Ask Mzpoly. I have my very first videos. Have a lot of tag interaction. When I get tagged a little bit more consistent, those lives are pretty awesome, but they are long, to be honest. So if you do look at my other content, they're hours long, but some of them are really wonderful. So I couldn't chop them up very well, but they're really good. So check those out, and we'll see you guys another time. You guys be great, and have a good day.